Let me tell you about a place where you can get your picture put on your coffee. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Doing Better with Bree. And this time we're coming to you straight out of Miami with another Caffeine and Conversations episode. This time the caffeine is coming straight out of Miami at this beautiful cafe that's located close to the beach. Let's take a look. So for today's episode of Caffeine and Conversations, we are going to be talking about Miss Cardi B and her pregnancy and all of the drama circulating around that. But before we do, I want to give you a tour of this coffee shop that is beautifully located in Miami, not too far from the beach, where you can get your picture put on a cup of joe, baby. And the process is pretty simple. The place is super cute and they do offer food, but I didn't come here for the food. And the food wasn't that great. I'm not going to lie to you. I've honestly had better avocado toast. The bread was kind of thin and the bread was kind of soggy. I like mine on a thicker bread, you know? If you get it, you get it. But they do have food here if you are interested in grabbing a bite to eat. But I strictly really came for the coffee. And this is the process here. You would literally scan the QR code, send them the picture, and then voila, they would generate your photo on your cup of coffee. I just used my TikTok profile pic and it came out great. But now that we have the caffeine, let's have the conversation. Y'all, we gotta talk. What the hell? Welcome to another episode of Doing Better with Bree. It's your girl Bree, and baby, we have some things to talk about. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Bree. Welcome to my channel. As you can see, I'm new, so help me reach my goal of just getting to 100 subscribers at this point, baby. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All of your support is highly appreciated. And without further ado, baby, let's get into the topic of discussion today. So as we all know, Miss Cardi B herself has announced that she is pregnant by Stefon Diggs. Whoop-de-doo. We all knew it to be true. The only thing now is what is going to happen next? That's really mainly people's questions, and we're going to talk about the video that I posted on TikTok that is currently sitting at about 200 and something thousand views. And the comments are mainly agreeing with what I'm saying, that, you know, Stefon Diggs does not love Cardi B, that he only wants to use her for physical pleasure and entertainment. And that's all that this was. And they didn't care about making a love child due to the fact that they are both wealthy. And, you know, this is just his behavior. He is a baby mama maker, and Cardi B was a perfect target for that, seeing as how she was hurt and wanted some get back with her ex Offset. Now, we know Cardi B is mainly doing what she's doing out of hurt and pain from her very unfaithful, soon-to-be ex-husband, because yes, Cardi B at this current time is still legally married to Offset. And I did see some comments where people were like, oh, he should be able to get a little bit more money and he should be able to take this to court. At least, you know, at the very least, she had her baby while they were separated and he knew that she was messing with another man because it was public information. Now, nobody dislikes Cardi B. I mean, I hope you don't dislike Cardi B because she is a unique personality. She brings a lot of fire to whatever she does. She's a comedian. She's cool. People genuinely like who Cardi B is, but a lot of us just wish Cardi B would make better decisions for Cardi B. But a lot of people forget where she came from, type of culture she's a part of, and in her community, having a lot of children, working hard, having multiple baby daddies is not an issue for her or her lifestyle. She said that, I believe herself in her interview, that her great-grandmother had like 10 kids and got them all over to the U.S. one by one, and she's always been a hardworking woman, and who is she to not have to work hard? And she doesn't really care about that. She's just gonna love on her kids and work hard to provide for them, and that's all that really matters. Work on her kids and work hard to provide for them, and nothing else for Cardi B matters. Now, here's my take on this entire situation, in my opinion, that nobody asked me for, but seems like the girlies like to hear. Cardi B is not over Offset, because when you are truly over a man, there is no need to try and prove anything to him. There is no necessary revenge that you are actually seeking that is going to be able to work in your favor because you're forcing it. Listen to that again. A lot of women get their lickbacks on accident. If you truly are done with the man and you are sick of him, you're just out here doing you, living your life, working on your energy, going to the gym, going to Pilates, doing yoga, drinking boba, turning up with your girls. You're not worried about what that dusty man is doing that broke your heart. At least you shouldn't be. And then there would be nothing that you would do that would hinder your life any further. Like a child right after a breakup is a hindrance, honestly. And even though Cardi B has the nannies, the money, all of this, those children are going to be missing out on the best version of their mother. They're going to be missing out on the best version of their mother because their mother is still in the midst of her heartbreak. Their mother is making rash decisions, and she's also trying to promote this album. That's a lot going on, and her energy is put into different places, all while being pregnant. It's just a whole bunch going on. And her current children are probably, I'm not going to say what they're doing. I'm sure that they are very happy with their mother. Cardi B seems to be, from what we can see, a really good mother. But I know that they do. And I will honestly say, I'm pretty sure that they miss being able to spend a little bit more time with their mother because she is such a hardworking woman. And when you work that hard, you have to have guaranteed sitters. So your children do seem to spend a little bit of extra time away from you. And her having this other baby is just going to add to it. Okay, she should be out having a good time, not worried about what he's doing, but instead she's sneak dissing him. She's going to date a man exactly like him, get pregnant by a man pretty much like him, and she's trying to prove to all of us like that she's not hurt. And it's like, baby, this was definitely you're hurt as fuck. This is a real big I'm hurt move. Manipulative men like Offset, they know their women's triggers, at least if you continue to allow the same things to trigger you. Once you've changed your mindset and you've done a 180 and you've changed everything, because it's not a 360, guys, that's back to the same space. When you've done a 180 and you've changed your mindset, you've changed the way you move, the way you dress, the way you talk, what impresses you, the spaces that you're in, and everything in order to better yourself, then they don't know how to trigger you anymore. He still currently knows her triggers because she still has the same patterns and behaviors, and Cardi B has not changed. And some people are like, why does she have to change? Cardi B definitely needs to change her mindset. 100% sure, for herself, because it's giving self-destruction just with money. You know what I'm saying? It's giving, we're going to get a documentary in like 10, 12 years about how Cardi B was truly depressed and all of this and all that. She says that in her interviews, how he broke her heart, how she couldn't eat, how she couldn't sleep, how she can do all of these things. Do you guys honestly believe because she's had this baby that those emotions or feelings go away? If anything, they're heightened, and she has to try and suppress them or keep that version of herself away from the public eye because it's going to be a "we told you so." Cardi B has become the object of conversation at brunch and lunch with your homegirls, with your daughters, with your friends, and with your cousins when it comes down to what not to do when you get your heart broke, because this was not the way to go. She should be out here, like I said, enjoying herself, her time, and her current children. But instead, she's pregnant, promoting an album, dealing with a heartbreak, and dating someone else that is technically the rebound who also just had a kid. It's a hot ghetto-ass mess. Goes to show you what some people choose to do when they get money. Their mindsets will always be ghetto. Nothing changes about that. They just have ghetto lifestyles. And if you are a ghetto fabulous person and you like the ghetto fabulous lifestyle, then you will like what Cardi B has done and will see nothing wrong with it. If you're a person that does not like the ghetto fabulous lifestyle, you don't like the extra drama, you don't even want to deal with stuff like this, the women that are like, no, she taught this man a lesson, or a woman that's like, no, she didn't. She set herself up for many more long nights of confusion and heartache and heartbreak. And now she has to take care of another baby. And her other baby, I don't even believe that baby made a year or just made a year. One of the two. It is too damn soon, Cardi B. But hey, she wanted to let another man play inside of her and have a baby with her. So she let that man come and play inside of her. And now she's having a baby with him. Shout out to Cardi B and all of her children. Cardi B doing this really just tied into the whole boss bae aesthetic of we don't need a man as long as we got money and a nanny. And it really is making it harder on women to actually want to have a husband. And listen to what I say. They are in fear out here. A lot of women, including myself and others who have already gave marriage a shot or or considering it again, of how unfaithful these men truly are, and how women crash out behind the unfaithfulness, and how it is literally a terrifying situation because you can lose everything dealing with a man. You could lose everything overnight if that man decides he wants to come home and leave you with all of those children and run off with his mistress, or if he decides you're no longer the one, he wants to go back to his high school sweetheart, or if he's been playing in your face for years. You never genuinely know these days. And so it has opted a lot of young women out from even wanting to have children. And if they do want to have children, more of them are being pushed towards these sperm banks to be able to have the child and avoid the baby daddy if they genuinely want to be a mother. See, when women say, I have the baby for me, that's what I think. I think like, oh, those are the type of women that would go down to the sperm bank, pick out, a baby daddy, and then just have a baby because they genuinely want to be a mother. They genuinely want the motherhood experience. They don't care about the stress that comes with it. But usually women who make that type of drastic decision are better off or in a better off financial situation. These days, girls are just getting pregnant by the dude that they've been laying up with for a long time and then regretting it, or they are getting married and rushing and having a whole bunch of children back to back, and then eventually that man just deciding he doesn't want to come home. Because let's be for real, and I want to be so for real with you guys, who actually wants to come home to 4 or 5 kids after a long day of work? Most parents don't even want to do that. Some parents, they love their kids, but they still dread what awaits them at home. The chores, the mommies, the daddies, all of the things that you could honestly think of that those kids will be begging for. They will be begging for it every day. The cleanups, the chores, the parent-teacher school conferences, all of that has to be done repeatedly the more children you have. And children are not bad, but you need to know your limits. So a lot of women have just opted out of this experience, and this kind of validates their reason for also wanting to do it. She went from being a wife to a baby mama. She was with a man who was unfaithful the entire time and played in her face. He also has other baby mamas who are currently laughing at her. I promise you they are, because she thought she was better than them. She thought that she was big bag Barty, which a lot of those women that come out of areas like her do. And that's no problem. She is big bad Cardi or whatever. But at the same time, she is just, to these men, another woman. And she keeps getting tested on her value every day. The world values Cardi B. Her fans value Cardi B. Cardi B's man, her husband, did not value Cardi B. And he proved that over and over again. He was willing to lose her and use her and mentally and emotionally abuse her. And that is not love. That is manipulation at its finest. I'll leave him alone if I go get pregnant by another man. And sad to say, the reality is, after the baby is here and months go by, she'll be sitting there watching TV and then just get a random flashback of how her and Offset were smiling and happy together. And she'll want to reach out to him. And she will, and she'll cry on the phone and say, how did we get here? How did this happen? Why are we here? And then she still has to see him to exchange her children. This baby mama lifestyle is not for the faint of heart. Don't do it. Wait on children as long as possible until you are 100% sure you are ready for the kids, or the person that you marry is also ready for the kids. It has to be so many things lined up these days before you make that decision. But all the best to Cardi B and her family. We do want Cardi B to have a healthy, happy pregnancy, a healthy, happy delivery, and for Offset to just move on and leave Cardi B alone, for Stefon Diggs to step up and be a good father to his child, and that everything goes smoothly for her, and that she does not make this decision again with another man, and that she actually takes the time to learn to love herself. Because at this point, I do believe Cardi B is going to be one of those women that always got a boyfriend but never will have another husband because of how she has proven her self-worth in the public eye. She was willing to get pregnant while married. Any other rich man with any common sense who also knows who Offset and Stefon Diggs is, they may not actually want to follow up behind those men, and will lay with Cardi, will have fun with Cardi, but will never actually give Cardi B a ring, knowing her type of behaviors and how far she is willing to take it. So Cardi B might be spending a lot more time by herself and doing a lot more self-reflection as far as, being a single woman. She'll always have a man. That is true. A lot of men will lay it with Cardi. but a husband, somebody that's loyal to her and faithful to her and there for her every day. I don't know, I feel like we're reaching. But all right, you guys, I'm getting ready to leave to go and record another video for my Caffeine and Conversations episode 2. Well, I guess 3, because in the beginning of this, I did put a few different videos showing a coffee shop that I went to in Miami, Florida. It truly was beautiful. I like the way that they put my face on there. The food was okay. I've had better avocado toast, just saying. But I definitely did like the aesthetic of the place, the way my coffee tasted. If you're looking for a good cup of joe and you are in Miami and looking for a little pick-me-up after a long night, definitely take a visit over to that coffee shop. And other than that, if you have any other recommendations of places that I should visit in Atlanta that have really good coffee and nice vibes during this fall season, let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, you guys, don't forget to do 1% better a day, get your bag, and stay out the way. Peace.